So I see an asteroid here, Nikia. It's a kelp or something on the bottom.
One lone rock.
Maybe siphonophore land again in Argus.
Siphonoforest.
Well, that's a good name for what we just went through. Siphonoforest. I'll have to remember that one.
In relation to bubble cam, is that like a southwest current? Because I'm kind of lateral.
Oh, see, yeah, you're gonna have to, you have to compensate for the current.
I just want to validate that wasn't crazy.
We get a 20 meter step, 080, 0.5 knots. Okay, thanks, George. Yep.
So there's some burrows down there. Clearly there's some larger burrowing animals. Sediment.
Go ahead, Bridge. Okay. I can agree on that one. That sounds good.
There's snails. Probably those are possibly bathybenths.
It's like we haven't seen a ton of snails. Those little white?
White coiled creatures. Maybe more kelp.
The snails are bathybenths.
Was that Greg? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Bathybenths is
Oh.
a snail. There's a white asteroid there. Surprising, there's actually there's brittle stars. I think maybe it's hard to see everybody who's there. I was going to say it looks like there's not that much there, but I think if we zoom in on the sediment, we'd see more small creatures.
Did you want to change the zoom level? Kind of, sort of in the middle of the trend?
No, let's just keep going. I'm anxious to get over to the the steep spot. Yeah.
But it is funny that we had those giant purple cucumbers yesterday. Not too far from here.
This is a different set of cucumbers here.
Bridge nav. Another 20 meter step, bearing 080.
Oh yeah, we lost our cucumber yesterday. He escaped.
Ran away. So we have dropped to maybe 3 meters or so in depth.
Are those translucent cucumbers, the little ones we're seeing every once in a while?
Did you see one?
I think I saw one go off on the left side.
Those look like the Panikias.
Rusting pretty hard. All right, folks, let's send a transect.
Wow, that was fast.
100 meters goes quick.
Okay, end of transect.
You want to zoom in more now that we're out of the transect?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Good, Kylie?
Yeah.
Now can you zoom in a bit?
Yep.
Say when.
Keep
That
going
good?
or?
Is that good enough?
Yep.
Okay.
The ship's still moving, just FYI, so if you
Mhm.
want to stop or anything, let us know.
What's that?
Wow, we didn't change depth at all.
We got deeper.
Yeah, it was just kind of like gentle hills there.
Interesting.
Bridge nav.
Looks like we're coming back into rock.
Oopsie.
We should be.
Another 20 meter step 080.
I wonder how obvious this fault feature is going to be on the seafloor.
Learning it.
Getting some bumpies.
Oh, look at that set of layering
Oh, yeah.
rock.
Whoa, there's a rock. Whoa.
Yeah, look at
Ooh.
these sedimentary facies. Cool.
Oh, a big ledge.
You want to zoom out some?
Argus,
Zoom out some?
getting a little close on your mezzo.
Look at that bumpy thing. Oh, is that a sponge skeleton?
That is a sponge skeleton.
I'm gonna check zoom on
Probably
Argus.
one of the
We're out.
heteroconies or something like that. Good fish right on
I think
top
we're
of the
okay.
rock.
We can see like over the top.
Okay.
I don't know.
Looks like I'm
Rocks are still super angular.
Probably
we're
want to
getting
make
ahead of-
little steps though.
Yep.
Okay, Kylie. So
Yeah.
now we're gonna add your complexity here and take it out of auto altitude there.
Auto depth
Yep, take that off. Now
Alright.
you gotta fly it with that other stick too.
is towards me up?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, what is this?
Very cool. Oh, look at that little sandcastle there.
Should I hold position so you guys get back centered in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Bridge
we're
nav,
out.
hold position.
She's out in front.
Right. I'm a little bit stretched out. The camera's out too, so there you go, yeah.
I feel like we probably ought to collect a rock from this steep feature, even if it's not a phosphorate.
Yeah, it might not be the mineral types we're looking for, but you're.
Can you take my mouse and switch me to
Take one if you're
Herc's
interested
thing
in
so I can see the
bio.
altitude?
It's right,
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. Thank
6.
you. 6. Got it.
but that's the rear of the vehicle, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So you kind of fly by the
By the porch.
bubble cam view, yeah.
What about this one? Lighter
Oh,
color.
Yeah, it might be carbonate.
We're considering,
Carbonate.
are we considering sampling, Becca?
We are discussing whether
Okay.
we would want to try to get something before we left this steep
So
slope.
get in a little closer.
Yeah, it's not the
Resume.
minerals of target, but
Well,
it's definitely interesting.
Okay.
yeah, you could, I don't know, if you're comfortable with it,
Go down
zooming
more.
in. Or you just drive into it more, closer.
Sure looks like something rumbled through here and broke up a lot of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mix of carbonates and volcanic rock, I guess.
Yeah, especially because these, might have been ancient beaches as this feature has gone above and below sea level
Fish,
several times.
couple of
Bridge
kinds of
nav.
fish.
You can get a lot of sedimentary rocks as well.
10 meter step bearing 080.
I think we're pretty over it here, looks like. Gonna peter out in a minute. But
Okay.
I got
Good sponge with
30 meters
maybe
altitude.
some of the sponges alive.
Yeah, some of these whitish look like they could even be carbonate or limestone.
So we passed across what looked like the fault line, right?
Yeah, we're
And we
definitely
didn't
now.
find anything dramatic happening
You're
there.
getting pretty far up front now.
And we're on the wall. Do you want slope back, or you're happy with bathy?
Just stay down. Don't
Slope
keep
is
coming up.
helpful.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep the view.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ridge nav, another 10-meter step bearing 080.
We zoom in really briefly so I can see what all
Thank
the
you.
brown spots are. Whether they're
Are you
Yeah.
getting
worm.
it?
I didn't hear her.
She wants to zoom in.
Okay, yeah. Video zoom.
Yeah, so those look like they're all tentacular crowns, so maybe. I'm looking at the brown. This
You can
way.
use your finger.
Yeah.
You need closer.
Uh, like these little brown things right there. Yeah.
Yeah, can you get in
Sorry.
closer?
That's all of my lens.
No, Kylie,
Me?
can you?
Me?
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
drive
yes.
Greg, maybe they're the, what did you call them? Mexicolas or?
They're
all
the
in-
feather worms, Myxicola, M-Y-X-I-C-O-L-A. They live in the slimy tubes.
So this well is like full of them. Just curious.
Sorry.
That rock is more interesting than I thought.
You could go ahead and sit down.
Maybe we should get a piece of rock here.
You want to hold it?
That's sedimentary.
How do I do it without doing it fast?
Just gently.
All right. I'm down.
Cool.
That was informative, wasn't it,
I'm
Kylie?
sitting. Thanks, man.
Zoom it up.
Bromids and
Oh, cool.
all
Pokemon.
sorts of jellies.
That was a good landing.
A little
That's
bit.
a dromelia.
Okay, that's cool.
That's
I
a
was going to show you
dromelia.
what to do when you get there like that.
Colonial
So,
tunicate.
You use stick lock, so you
Okay.
just drive a little bit ahead and a little
I
bit
think
down.
it is.
Yep.
And then when you got it,
Yep.
you got to reach over here and go, toot, and then you let go.
And that'll park you
Well, it's driving ahead.
ahead and down, so it's like keeping
Drive
you
it
there.
and
So you
yeah,
can see
and then you
there's
cycle
a lot of life on these
auto
rocks.
heading
Yeah,
real
absolutely.
fast, and that takes the bias out
It's
of
hard to tell.
it,
Like
so it
that
doesn't
rock
wiggle.
that's like
Can you guys
next to the
Can you take me off
orange
force
guy, like
off
this one?
for a minute?
too angular. Like that's got it. That's not good.
Could you get a nice close-up of the orange worm? That's Myxicola that we're seeing a lot of. We haven't been able to collect one, but it'd
Should
be
we
nice to get it.
suction here?
You could get one with suction. It'd be, the tube would go down into the sediment, so you'd have to sort of follow it down.
There's a lot of other things in
Can
the
you zoom in
sediment
out?
here.
Yeah, I think a slurp here could be good.
Okay, so I think we'd like to do a slurp here and a rock collection.
Okay.
If we see a good one.
If
Kylie, can you go
if
to
we
the flush
find
jar?
one that
Yeah.
meets Kira's high standard.
You
I've
mean
had
switch
too
it?
low of standards.
Switch it to the
time.
the
Flush.
Flush,
Oh, I
yeah.
get it. It's not going. There you go. Okay, forward. One more. Flush.
That's
Turn
good.
it on.
Yeah. Let me see where the hose is first. Zoom out now. Yeah. Give it the beans.
All right, all the
Maybe
beans.
we'll try and jerk the hose around a bit. just
So do we
make
want
sure
a
we don't-
a fine mesh suction, Greg? Just thinking there's a lot of sediment here that might have a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, I'd almost see how a fine one goes.
Okay.
Okay, so compartments 1, 2, or 3.
Mm-hmm. Is that good for
Just
flush,
tell
Bob?
us which one we're gonna go to.
Let's just start
Yeah,
with one.
that's probably good.
All right, turning that off. rotating to 1. It's going to be 1.
Okay.
Sample jar uno.
It is 1 fine.
1 is fine, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. And then where are we going in at? Zoom in somehow?
I want to get those brown guys, one of those brown guys.
Orange.
Orange. Orangey brown.
I think they're orange. But
Thanks.
there'll be a tube that's sort of slimy, and if you could sort of follow it down, hopefully the whole tube will come up with the worm inside.
Okay.
Might go down a few centimeters.
You want this thing too? He
Looks
wants to
like it's
come
built a
along.
mucus net around it to capture things.
All right. Riley, give it. Oh, are we on the jar? Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Jar 1. Okay.
Okay, turn on section.
All the little gromids sitting around on the rocks. Oh, looks like we got Terabella tentacles.
It's still in there, yeah.
The worm's not out though.
Yeah, they're tricky, those worms. It's probably the tube is going down along the rock, but you can see the slimy tube.
Caitlin asks, what is the brown finger-like projection on the rock? There's these little brown sausage-shaped things that are gromids, but I'm not sure if she's looking at something else.
I think she, yeah, that thing in the hole.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It won't come off.
He's not going anywhere.
They're
That's a
sneaky.
gromid. Here's the one.
Ew.
Is that it? Right there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've
Yeah,
pulled
you-
it.
We broken it?
You can see the body of it. Hopefully we got the head. That'll be useful.
We could try another one.
Yes, please.
Maybe come up on surprise it.
Well, I don't think it's running away. It's just.
Yeah. Looks like that sedimentary rock below. Something very
You want
soft.
that crab in the
Can
corner
you,
right here?
like, deal with my pen and tilt?
Yeah.
Keep me centered up.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. Oh my gosh.
I think it'd be nice to vacuum the rock a bit, because with the sediment, because I think there's a lot of other things here. Can you run the section along sediment wall?
You see her?
I don't know if I get the worm, but maybe.
Look at the rock. It's that he's
so
cleaned
just-
off. It's carbonate.
Yeah.
And you, did you want more sediment?
Just
Yeah, just
along-
from
just all along here?
here.
Do you see where she's pointing?
Like you want the Galatheid?
Yeah, sure. If he wants to come.
Yeah, that's
he's
a little
coming
tuna
whether he
crab.
likes it or no.
You could run it till it clogs.
Say that again, Greg.
He said run it till it
You
clogs.
could run it till it clogs up. You can sieve that whole lot of sediment. It'd be great.
I mean, are you being facetious or serious?
No, I'm being serious. You
Yeah.
could
Okay.
do a good slurp. It's we'll find the worm in there, and the crab would be good too. And there's lots of good tubes.
We got the crab, I think.
This is sample 096.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
gromids, lots of polychaetes here.
And this is going to slurp one.
And we've gotten some grabs of this collection.
You can just call it assorted worms and things. Worms, crabs, and things.
Worms, crabs, and sediments. Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're at 550.
much suction we got now.
100%.
But it's,
How does the compartment look? Just
you want to let it off for a second?
Yeah, turn it off. It's off.
let's see.
Yeah, there's a lot of debris clogged in there. Just cycle it a few times.
Okay.
Like turn it on, turn it off.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we're okay. We can probably
Call it good?
stop,
That's on.
try to get ourselves a rock.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
think
we're going to find a good one here.
that's a great slope. Thank you.
Cycle it some more.
Yep.
Does look like a mating dance of some sort that you're doing
Yeah, a song definitely comes
with
in.
a display.
Okay, I think that's about all we're gonna get.
Okay.
So you wanna,
Kill the suction.
so kill it and
Yep.
then go to the flush jar.
Flush jar. Reverse. On flush.
I think it needs to be
Center
centered.
it, yeah. Forward. There you go. Better?
Yeah. And
Okay.
give it
Flushing it.
some juice.
So Caitlin's asking if we can collect some of those finger things. Caitlin, I think they're gromids and we've been getting them the whole cruise, but I might be wrong.
All set.
They're about a half a centimeter long and they're protists with organic walls, fecal material inside. Great. Kira, you want to direct us to a rock that...
I don't think there's any good ones here. Sorry to disappoint. But now that we've seen the sedimentary rock below and a lot of these look angular where we are, I don't think there's phosphorite here.
I have
So
to do
unless
a
you want
gauge
to rock
check.
just for bio.
I'm overdue.
Well, before we
Right.
leave the steep slope, I'd like to get a rock here.
Okay, no matter the kind. Well, I'll keep my eyes out. We're only about 1/4 of the way up it, so maybe we'll get into some
Okay.
different rocks
Yep,
as
we'll
we
just
go.
keep on trekking.
Thank you.
All right, ready to go?
Yep.
Bridge nav? One 0 meter step, bearing 080.
Those are little jellyfish, the little one that just went by.
Bridge nav, another step, same bearing.
Lots of Mixicula. You can see them just dotting the whole hillside. Greg, do you think the Mixicula burrow into rocks?
I don't think so, but I think they're just canny and follow along the rocks. There, some sabellids can secrete acid and burrow into calcium carbonate, but
Well, and it looks like it
Can
could be
zoom in?
carbonate below.
Can we zoom in now?
yeah, Mixicula doesn't seem to be able to secrete acid as far as we know, but there is a whole group that do. And we've found them in Costa Rica in carbonates that are amazing how they form these burrows. But I could be wrong about Mixicula. If we can get
What
one
about
and
this
see
tube
evidence
worm
of
on top of the
burrowing
rock?
that
It's
would
a
be-
serpulid there. There. Is it a serpulid?
The Mixicula, they
It's got a red tentacle.
We zoom in?
Yeah. Are there serpulids that are red, Greg? Maybe it's just the opening of the tube. It's red.
Oh, that was his head.
It went in.
He's got a red head.
So that's an iron oxidized rock, right?
Yeah,
It
it looks
could
like the
be.
surface has just been altered. Probably carbonate or sedimentary rock. Happens often. You get a little alteration surface. We forget when we're in Hercules that these are all rock water interfaces, so it's rare. The magic of collecting rocks is you can cut them open and they look completely different on the fresh faces on the inside than what's at the rock water interface.
Okay, we gotta get moving again.
You're pretty far out. Like you're out in front. My camera was out looking at you. I see you in dash.
Is I zoomed in? Is that zoomed in? We're just
Bridge nav.
Hal, is Argus view zoomed in?
Nope, it's out.
Another 10 meter step
You're
bearing
wide.
080.
It's another
That's-
solus right there.
interesting piece of, that's definitely carbonate, right?
Yeah, that little ledge that's exposed. Could also be a
Can you zoom in? That's definitely carbonate there, right?
yeah. Which is interesting.
Mount.
Are we sure? I mean, since phosphorate replaces carbonate, right?
Yeah.
So are we sure that some of these aren't phosphoritized?
It's definitely not a characteristic look for the other samples I've seen from this region. We can test it by picking up a piece that looks like carbonate, and if it breaks, then it's carbonate, and if it's more consolidated and hard, apatite minerals are much stronger. Apatite.
You want to test a rock?
Sure.
I'm not sure
Oh.
she's seeing anything that. Do you see anything?
Not right here,
Not here.
but I do enjoy having Rob try to break things for me.
I'm going to change bearing slightly to 090.
All right.
Bridge
Got all
nav.
the brittle stars along the rock, under the rocks and around
Yeah.
the rock
We got
vertical
a 10
faces.
meter step bearing 090.
Nice old sponge.
I think we are going to start running at a slope soonish.
Try to keep my eye out to find something to test before.
Another Solus right there.
We could, I mean, there's something, I don't know. These just look like sedimentary little blobbies, like unequal erosion.
That's what about right this one? It's got a lot of lobes.
Could take a look.
Take a
be a
look at this, Rob.
Might be a conglomerate.
It might be too big. I think it's too big for us anyway.
Looks like a dirt clod.
Okay. We'll skip it. Something big. Could we zoom in on sponges there?
Zoom in.
All the brittle stars there.
It's a shaggy barrel.
A giant
What do they
hole.
call them?
It's a big hole.
Perfectly circular hole. Did that crab come out of it?
Some parts of this sponge are alive and some parts are dead. It's like it's a brisingid basically feeding upside down, which is interesting. Which means there must be a source of water flow underneath this picture.
Oh, that's the barrel of a sponge skeleton is the hole, I think.
Yeah, this whole structure a dead sponge skeleton?
It could be. Hard to tell.
It's a characteristic feature here of that life begets life. When something big dies, if it's a whale or a sponge, it used.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, we're going to go 10 meter 045 and that you
Okay.
can head right to WA. Bridge nav.
Down up a little. It just looks like we're missing some good
Oh,
stuff
wow.
here.
Stand by.
Beautiful ledge.
Zoom in out.
Yep. Never mind, Bridge, we're still looking.
So this looks like it's all carbonate.
Yeah. I mean, you can go to some part without a bunch of stuff on it and try to break it. Or probably what's down below is a continuation. But it really doesn't look like that plastic phosphorite. Rockfish. Lots of crab holes. You can see little Galathea crab arms sticking out of
Zoom
all
in
these
more, Al?
different places on the rocks. Certainly busy spot. Sponges dominating. I mean, how many kinds of sponges can you see just right in here? 3 or 4. There is maybe a heteropolypus.
Dang it.
What do you think this substrate is?
Looks like either conglomerated sediment. We picked up a rock, a singular rock like this that had all these different, basically to me that looks like a bunch of different rocks cemented together with maybe mud, or it's hard to tell from the surface. We can try to grab it, and if it crumbles.
We can just poke at it.
Sure. Yeah, that reminds me of rock 1 from day 1.
Yeah, the one that crumbled when we got into the box.
You zoom out a little bit, Al? Oh, you got to go high.
I'm interested where the arm is now. I can't.
Yeah?
I can see it in the Argus cam, I think, or one of your
Like
cameras.
these?
The bubble? Yeah. Is that? I mean, that's humongous.
That one's too far away. But you want...
I'm zooming in on Argus, by the way.
Okay.
You wanted to see like that rock?
No, I was curious about that giant ledge you moved.
Oh, this piece.
Not that you can't really sample it, but
You can punch it. Get Mongo.
We can see if we
It's
can get it.
amazing that you can even nudge it.
that's amazing. I want the whole thing. Put it on the porch.
Well, look at it. Look at all the starfish underneath.
Wow.
Brittle stars.
Can we zoom in now?
Resingids, I guess, but why would there be?
What are they feeding on underneath the rock?
Don't know. That's the spiky one we saw a lot of on day 1. Brittle star. Not a
There
Brisingid.
we go. That could be phosphorite, but I don't know.
That could be. Look at it. It's
Yeah,
shiny
yeah, it looks sort of like the one we got on the first day,
and
but
it's
Smooth
knobby.
surfaces, not angular.
yeah.
Knobby. All right, we want this rock, Bob.
Well, good to know it's somewhere
You're
nearby.
going to have to come back with a dredge.
Yeah, I agree.
Is there any other smaller pieces around it?
Well, okay, so we can't have that, I take it.
No.
Is there
We
something
cannot
next to
have
it that's comparable, Kara? That, so, you know, they're so inconspicuous because they're covered with sediment and there's not a lot of anything on them. So should we just pick up a couple and look at, Because if there's one there, there could
Yeah, and I
easily
think
be
sometimes
more.
what happens is these slabs get transported. We haven't been into the environment
Oh,
yet.
yeah, it could have slid down the slope from way
Yeah,
up.
because nothing around it looks really super similar. The
I know,
smaller,
but that one didn't even look like phosphorite when we
yeah.
started, did it?
Well, it's got that kind of slab look, which is why I asked him to poke it.
Okay. And we can't break anything, I assume, on that.
Is that, what about that slabby piece up top, just above where you're poking? It's like yellow in the bubble cam. What is that?
I think that's just sponge on it.
Okay, okay.
That did look like phosphorite, though.
It had a good look to it. I hope it's not.
I got some good pictures of it too.
Cool, thanks.
See, this is all that dirt
That's
clod
sedimentary.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to scoot over a little bit and see if there's
What,
smaller
what
pieces?
about this bit?
Yeah.
I think?
Could be.
Might be too big, but there.
Could be a dirt clod. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, but I'll be
What
able to
about this
tell
one
once
over here?
you mix it up.
That thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just thinking this looks more like the piece we just picked up, like it might have broken off from it or something.
So funny. The amount of phosphorite that's been dredged from this area, you'd think it would just be
Everywhere.
little rocks.
Now, we might not be that good at looking at it. Just take a quick look at the rock.
Is the porch light on?
Oops. It is now, yeah.
I mean, it looks to me like it might have broken off that side of the phosphorite.
It's funky.
What do you think?
It's a maybe. It's definitely.
Why don't we take it? It's got some life on it,
Yeah,
and it's in the claw.
not quite as shiny, but it's also really covered with stuff. We could try it.
Let's take that one, please.
Okay. Where you want?
Whoa.
It's pretty sketchy.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
angular edges on that side, though.
We'll take
Let's
it.
try it. Yep. Gotta get something.
Okay.
Thank you.
And this has got to go on the starboard side?
If you can. I mean,
Pretty.
we can use the other side of the forward box if it's too big for the starboard side. Do you think it'll fit?
So it's okay that way.
Yeah, however it fits.
Oh, the question is it too tall?
I think it's going to fit.
Okay. Let's put it in the
Yeah, that's like 15 there. It's going to, I mean, I got to put it in with kind of like up like that. I think it'll go.
We're going to call this rock one.
So this is NA124-097R1.
Switch
Yeah.
to sample.
Sample and then draw out.
Sample tray out.
Which box?
Pick one and tell us.
Let's go right in this one.
So is that three?
Okay.
Is that
In there.
4 green? Can you tell?
Yeah,
It's green.
4 green.
All right, NA124-097R1 and forward bio box 4 green.
Back to dive.
We got some good captures.
Yeah.
Thank you.
6. Oh,
Switch over. Okay, so moving on.
Yes, please.
Come wide on Argus, please. Thank you.
Okay, where are we going?
Well, let's take a look. If you guys want to hit WA directly on, it's just going to be about a couple meters, 045. But then after that, we could still head towards, nope, that's when we'll have to start making a decision up here around WB if you want to go.
is WB the split point?
This is actually probably the split point. That was,
WA.
yeah.
Okay, so Greg and Paul, we would like your input. One of the options has us sort of moving along the steep area, and the other has us continuing shallower, and the terrain will level off a bit, but we'll be heading towards a mound, bit of a mound.
Let's get zoomed out so you get a kind of overview.
Should we keep going up? I mean, was this
Can we zoom
feature
in,
interesting enough to
Zoom in.
I
run
feel like
along it?
I'm really curious about getting to these
What
beds.
what about these rocks?
I mean, you're on the right track. Hard to tell.
Zoom out.
We can flip any rock. Like he doesn't mind picking them up and putting them back down.
That one had a lot of stuff on it, but I think, yeah, but you're in the right category.
The question is, do you want to stay in this steep area and look around for more rocks, or should we
Zoom
go
in.
continue up? And be good if Paul and Greg weighed in on what they'd like us to do.
Aaron, could we see backscatter, please?
Yeah.
I vote shallow. Go shallow.
Yeah.
Keep going up.
Wow, that one is shiny.
That looks shiny. Why don't you check that one out?
It's a big one, huh?
It's pretty big. We could stick it on the porch, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's too big.
Ooh, oh yeah, it kept going forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a really clear difference in the backscatter.
How long is that? Just like
Okay.
50
just-
centimeters?
What about just below the A and B? Is that bright?
Below the A and B.
Z, A, and B, like way up at the top.
Oh, Z, A, and B.
Like, is that stripe?
There might be a bit of a stripe. Like, is that what you're talking about
Yeah,
there?
exactly.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see if we zoom out if there's any kind of... Hard to tell if that's just artifact or...
Because that almost looks like almost the summit, right? Or this little feature.
Oh,
we're
this
going
little
to?
feature, yeah, those two bumps. But we end up there with either track.
Cool.
But just to kind of backtrack a minute, remember when we were looking at that sediment? That was right along there.
Okay.
So that I just think it's cool when things do what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at that? I guess
Just
we're gonna get a look
examining
at it.
while you guys are figuring things out.
Got some.
It's saying to it.
Oops.
Do a little rotate. Basalt can just be such a false corollary.
The top edge looks nice, right? Like
The edge looks good. Can you rotate it a little bit? And along that weathered side there. Interesting. That could be.
There's a nice worm hanging out.
Yeah.
There's things inside there.
How about the underside? Oh, look at that.
The chitin or an ice pod. Yep, there's crab. I think this rock is too big, right, for us to.
I was just going to throw it on the porch think it'll
All
be.
the biology will come off.
It would.
It's
You would
too
lose
sad.
all that.
What is that? Gelatinous creature hanging off.
Interesting.
Solitary tunicate.
That's it.
It's like a little bag of bio.
But so we're going to pretty much lose all the biology. It sits on the porch.
Yeah, I mean, if I
but
can have a rock,
But if you want the rock, we can put it on the porch.
it looks interesting.
Oh.
Doesn't want to be taken.
It almost landed on the porch.
Yeah.
That did look more
Okay,
promising than
so
others.
but that's why I'm asking about whether we wanted. One of our waypoints has us working along this
Do we?
for a little while, and
Are we interested in this or still, or are we just?
Yeah, let's throw it on the porch.
Cool.
not literally.
See if we can keep this one. I think we explore shallower. I don't think we saw so much phosphorite that it feels like worth missing the opportunity to see what we've got. So
Dang it.
Doesn't want to go with us.
It looks so massive.
I know. It's too big.
It's only a little bigger than the milk crate.
Okay, well, you have to carry it.
Yeah, that's true. I've got room in my cooler. Okay, so let's do can we do a sample number still?
So this can be rock 2?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're going to be able to get off the bottom now?
Well, I got the challenge of getting the plate out.
The plate that's under the rock. Nice.
There we go.
Sweet.
Aaron, how many decimal places do we need to find a site again?
5 is more than sufficient. I wouldn't go any further than 5.
Okay.
After that, it becomes nonsense.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is 4 still good?
4 is pretty good, yeah.
Okay.
And well, we're actually at a pretty good depth, like where our USBL is probably pretty reliable. It's when we get to 1,000 meters, USBL becomes much less reliable. So there's, no matter what you write down, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty. Not a lot, but 10 to 30 meters, I guess.
I'm so happy that you're getting this rock for me. I hope it's a good one.
At least it's a big one.
Yeah. I can get a good workout on the deck with it if it's just a regular rock. You can add it to the weight room. Or you can use it as a weight in your next dive. Maybe some bio will survive.
Oh.
Are you going to be able to cut that with your saw?
That dimension, I have the blade for my saw is 10 inches. So yeah, probably. I can also do a rotational cut. Next time I'll bring my tile saw.
But I saw little pieces, souvenir, cruise souvenir.
Yeah. Bob definitely gets a piece.
Make keychains.
Be interesting to see which animals hang with us for the rest of the
Hold on, little guys. It's like when you see a spider on your windshield and you're driving. Hold on. Ooh.
Looks like we broke the crate, doesn't it?
I think it was broken, but we
Yeah,
might have.
it was sawed in
All right.
half.
Well, I think it's sort of in there. Right?
Kind of hope it doesn't block the transect view.
Oh.
I don't think it will.
Not more than the push cores.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Just a little souvenir.
You want backscatter kept on for the next section?
No, we can go back to slope.
Okay.
More pretty. Thank you. So to shallow we go?
Okay, so we're gonna take option 2, I guess the upslope option.
Sure. Okay, so our next waypoint will be WB.
That was a 2-plate rock?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well,
Whoa.
I gotta see. We're not floating up like immediately, so.
You get one back, or you okay?
Waypoints.
No.
You're good?
Yeah, because I'm at 42 pounds positive. So, yeah, that was about right.
Option B is the one that goes upslope faster, right?
Yeah, it's, well, let's just zoom out, make sure we're all on the same page.
I just want to be sure about that.
Yeah, I think, so that was about a 32 pound in water rock.
Oh,
Wow.
baby.
Okay, there goes our full picture. So we follow B, goes WB, XB, YB, and then ZB.
Okay.
Whereas the A option took us along contour, and then up, and then to the top.
Okay, we'll do the B option.
B option, okay. All right, we're gonna be going 080.
Okay.
Might have to make some adjustments in there on the way. And I think it should peter out pretty quickly because there's like bigger gaps between the contours, right? So it's going to smooth out. So I'm going to do 20 and maybe we'll move it to 50 meter steps. Is that okay? Okay.
The contour lines?
I was just saying
what are
that,
you asking?
no, I'm sorry, I was talking to Bob.
Oh.
I was just saying that it's not going to be as steep, so I might make a bigger step with the ship.
Yeah. Well, initially, because I'm out in front a ways anyway.
Yeah. Bridge nav?
Like little terraces.
Can we get a, let's try a 50 meter step bearing 080. Thank you.
It's so funny, we've been hanging out really in only about a 50-meter difference. We landed at 575 meters and we just took a rock at 524. So even when it says steep
Well,
slope,
we went down and then we went up a little.
just a little bit.
But yes, the steep slope was that steep.
Yeah, steep, but not covering too much depth.
So the ship moves in, we're just waiting to get some momentum going.